Mazel Tov and congratulations, Dr. Zeitzer, on this wonderful milestone of 80 years in good health. You have reached it having accomplished much, a beautiful family, a wonderful spouse, and much accomplishments throughout the Jewish community. Although you have done much in your past, and we are very fortunate to have been there by your 50th wedding anniversary, which you wisely chose to remarry and reconfirm the commitment to your wonderful spouse, Evelyn. May the two of you see much nachas from your family, your beautiful children and grandchildren, and may you always be surrounded for simchas, for good things. But I must say, we know our very great leader, Moshe. We don't know much about him until he was 80 years old. And only at 80 years old does he come to Pharaoh, and the beginning of which we know of the leader Moses only began at 80. So doctor, with a wonderful wife at your side, tremendous children and grandchildren together with you, may the future bring only that much greater. It tells you that much you could accomplish. It tells you that what you've done until now is just the beginning. So l'chaim and cheers to you and the beautiful Zeitzer family, to all of the family, only nachas. Mazel tov.
Hi, Leon. Hello from Denver. It's Ira, and I want to congratulate you for making it to the 80s club. And now you're allowed to hit birdies on par fours. In addition, you get a pass to the 90s club. It's the easiest path in from the 80s to the 90s. Stay well, enjoy, hope to see you soon, and congratulations again.
Leon, Janice and I want to wish you a very happy, healthy 80th birthday.
We look forward to celebrating with you on the 29th, but actually we look forward to celebrating with you in person at some point. We hope that will be in the not too distant future. We will see you on Sunday, the 29th.
Happy 80th birthday, Leon. I hope that you're going to be celebrating in Ale style with a nice red wine and enjoying it with Evelyn. And unfortunately, we can't be with you due to COVID, but our thoughts are with you, and we hope that you have a great 80th birthday celebration.
We wish you many more years of happy and healthy birthdays, and we feel thankful to have been part of so many family celebrations with you. Happy 80th. Cheers, and maybe next year there won't be any COVID.
A parable of Sir Leon. There was a man in Philly whose story might sound silly. He was strong, resolute, and pretty bright until that fateful day it was brought to light. That day he surely felt quite miserable when they realized he was a closet liberal. Golfing was his one consolation. A birdie, a chip-in, or an ace would bring that beautiful sensation. So he dreams about the thing he had always used as life's gauge as he gets closer and closer to shooting his age. Happy birthday, Leon.
Leon, please know you are in our thoughts today.
You are special to us in every way.
For 80 years, you've been outstanding.
Kind, generous, and never demanding.
The world is a better place because of who you are.
We always know that even though we are afar,
with Evelyn by your side, it's easy to see
that for 80 years, the way you live life
makes you happy and the way you want to be.
Happy 80th, dear Leon. And as we've said before,
you are a special act.
We wish you all the best, and that's a fact.
Mazel Tov, Leon. Joel and Siona wish you a happy and healthy birthday and many more. Bye-bye.
Bye.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Uncle Leon.
Hi, we're Judy and Murray Feldstein.
We want to wish Leon a happy 80th birthday, and we'd like to explain how we met. We had attended a matinee opera performance at Symphony Hall. It was on a Sunday, and we were sitting outside at a nearby restaurant afterwards, waiting to be seated, when we started talking to two strangers who had also been at the opera and were also waited to be seated.
After the usual talk about the performance, Leon mentioned that he was a physician. Murray quickly said, "I'm a physician too." And as we moved from topic to topic, eating and drinking together as though we had known each other for years, the similarities between Murray and Leon just kept increasing.
Now here's what we found out that night and over the years that makes Leon and I think we're twin brothers of a different mother. We were both born and raised in Philadelphia and bar mitzvahed there, just a few blocks from each other in West Philadelphia. Leon is turning 80 this month, and I turn 80 in June.
Both Leon and Murray spent their summers in Atlantic City, doing all the same things and frequenting the same restaurants with their families. The only difference was that Leon was gainfully employed, even at that young age. After college, both attended medical school in Philadelphia.
Evelyn and Leon were married at Har Zion Temple by Rabbi Goldstein and Cantor Wall in 1963. Judy and I were married the very same year at Har Zion Synagogue in Philadelphia by Rabbi Goldstein and Cantor Wall.
Leon is a wonderful, proud father who raised 3 daughters and a son, Beth Jo, Harriet, Ellen, and Mark. We too are blessed with 3 daughters and a son, just about the same age as their children.
Now, not only do we share a love of medicine, but we also share a love of music. We've lost count of the number of operas, symphonies, and chamber music recitals we have all attended together. Not to be left out is the number of meals and bottles of wine we have consumed. Also, oysters, clams, and martinis.
When we realized that both of them played the clarinet, it was almost too much to believe. Of course, Leon is a master clarinet player, and Murray has a long way to go.
Yeah, a long, long way to catch up to him. Now, although we've known Leon and Evelyn for only a few years, it seems like we have known them a lifetime, and they have become our dearest friends. And Leon, I want you to know that I respect you a great deal, at least for a few months. You're now 80 years old, and I was brought up to respect my elders.
Happy birthday, Leon. Here's to many more wonderful years together.
And here's to the bottle of wine we'll drink tonight in your honor.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, Leon, I was asked to say a couple words on this very momentous day. You have now reached the ripe age of 80. You have converted from being a virile, healthy, middle-aged man to what is considered an old fart. Anyway, the best of wishes. This has been a trying and tough year. I miss not playing with you guys. I miss the two of us not running right, left, and rarely in the center to catch our golf balls. I miss not performing the IMEs and hearing the crazy stories that we sometimes would hear. Hopefully, in the near future, once we do have a vaccine, I really hope that we're able to play again and work together again. In any event, I want to wish you a very, very happy and healthy birthday, and may you have many, many, many more to celebrate. Mazel tov.
Happy birthday, Leon.
Happy birthday, Leon.
On your 80th birthday, well done. Lots of love and good health for the future, surrounded with love from your family and friends.
L'chaim.
L'chaim.
So they say that bad things happen in Philadelphia, but we want to tell you about the good things. We've got sports teams like the Phillies, the Eagles, the Flyers, and the Sixers. We've got food like soft pretzels, peanut chews, cheesesteaks, and black cherry wish nut made by Frank's. We've got places such as the Liberty Bell Pavilion, Independence Hall, and the Art Museum. We've got culture such as the Sidney Kimmel Center. We've got the Rodin Museum. We've got the Franklin Institute. And then most important, we've got famous people. We've got Rocky. We've got Ben Franklin. We've got Gritty. And the most famous of them all, Leon Zeitzer. Happy birthday! Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go Eagles!
E-A-G-L-E-S!
Eagles!
Hi, Leon. I just want to wish you good health, stay safe, and a very happy birthday. Happy 80th.
Hey there, Leon. 80 years old. Wow, well, you got to do some catching up before you can catch up with Lawrence and I, but that's good. That's good. Listen, do appreciate you letting me in on the golf thing years past. Fortunately, Charlie Meinstein and I were together in residency back in the mid-60s, so we kind of worked it out where I got to play in. Had to laugh early on when I didn't know many of the people. Walked into the Biltmore area to get some lunch and seat at the table with, fortunately, everybody's hats off, was a kind of a curly-haired, salt and pepper shaker colored person that I thought, who in the world was that? So I had to walk around to get in front. Looky, it was Leon. Okay, well, you know, fortunately, most of us have got less hair, or unfortunately, less hair than you, but that's okay. Now, if we could only get your golf swing as good looking as your hair, you'd really move on. Well, have a happy birthday, Leon.
Hi, Leon. Sarah and I are so happy to be able to help you celebrate your 80th birthday with toasts and roasts. I have to say, you're remarkable for a man your age. You don't look or act a day over 79. But my grandma taught me to treat my elders with respect. And since you're 5 days older than me, I have to treat you with respect, whether you deserve it or not. At least between November 13 and November 18. So I had to record this before November 13 while we were both still 79, in case I decide to roast you without any deference to your elderly status. The nice thing about roasting someone of your advanced years is that if we say anything that offends you, you won't remember it tomorrow. And your kids promised us this entire program will self-destruct in 30 minutes after you watch it. You know, Sarah's much kinder than I, and I think she wants to say some nice things about you. After that, I may have a few more irreverent thoughts.
Approximately 33 years ago, I started walking almost daily around the circle at the Biltmore. Frequently, I would see this couple always walking hand in hand, and being the friendly people they are, we would say hello and walk on. Fast forward to about 20 years ago, when we rented a condo in Coronado for the month of July. One day, we had a fortuitous meeting on the elevator. I recognized them from my walks and introduced myself. Being the kind of people they are, they suggested we might have dinner one evening. We did, at a Thai restaurant, and thus began a wonderful friendship.
Sarah's absolutely right, Leon. That was the beginning of a wonderful friendship. but you probably don't have any idea how close I came to ending it all. Shortly after you got Stanley, we were at your house one night for coffee and dessert after a concert or a show, can't remember which, but I noticed that Stanley would not leave Evelyn's side, and that dog wouldn't go anywhere near you. And you know, I thought, dogs are incredibly good judges of human character. If that sweet little dog wanted nothing to do with you, why did I? I thought, well, maybe we'll just be friends with Evelyn. Stanley likes her. Although that might have worked for Sarah, and they could play Maj and Canasta. When I remembered Evelyn doesn't play golf, I knew that wasn't going to work for me, and I'd just have to tough it out with you, Stanley notwithstanding. Speaking of golf, Leon, you spend an awful lot of time in sand traps. So much so that the first time you invited Sarah and I to come to the beach, it never dawned on me that you meant Coronado. We put our bathing suits on and were waiting for you in the sand trap at the 12th green of the Adobe course right behind your house. When you came back from Coronado at the end of this summer, I noticed a transformation in Stanley. The two of you had become buddies. Although Stanley was a bit of a slow learner, he eventually realized what we knew all along. Leon, you're one of the good guys. All joking and roasting aside, Sarah and I treasure our friendship with you and Evelyn, even though you're one of my older friends. As Bob Hope would say, thanks for the memories. May all your days be filled with fairways and greens, and may we all be together to celebrate many more birthdays. Happy birthday, Leon.
Leon, greetings from the Malices. We all wish you a very happy 80th birthday.
Happy birthday. We love you.
Happy birthday from OHIO.
We love you.
Happy birthday, Leon. I wish you could have the big party that you deserve, because this is a very big year. From the moment you guys welcomed us to the neighborhood 35 years ago, you and Evelyn have been the best friends that anybody could hope for. And I hope we can have a lot more years walking together in the morning with Wally and Stanley. And again, happy birthday, L'chaim.
Ready? Go. Leon is going to attempt a Happy Gilmore. Here he goes. It's not as easy.
Wow.
Hi Leon, this is your friend from South Africa. When I look in the Urban Yiddish Dictionary under the word Leon Zeitzer, I see one word, Mensch. You are truly a Mensch, you are someone special, and it's been an honor and a privilege for me to have met you and to become your friend. Happy birthday, many, many more.
Wow, good shot. Now you're going to give us one of your patented bunker shots, eh? Yeah. Leon is here.
Leon, how fabulous it is to be sitting here today to wish you a very, very happy 80th birthday. You've reached a milestone, my friend, and we've met it with you. We are really thrilled to be friends with you, and we are so grateful for your friendship, and we wish you everything you wish yourself and more. L'chaim, l'chaim, l'chaim.
Hi Leon, happy 80th birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Leon. Happy birthday to you, and many more.
Here's a toast to you. May you have a wonderful birthday and stay well and enjoy your day.
Happy birthday, Leon.
Happy birthday, Leon. Happy 80th.
I want to thank you and your family for inviting us to your birthday party. So it seems like it was yesterday that we were at a staff meeting together, and I think Evelyn was there at Memorial Hospital. That was over 45 years ago, and since then you've raised a very successful family with 2 beautiful daughters and a son who's a physician in Oregon. Now we get to see you at chamber music. So here's Judy.
And I'll never forget, Leon and Evelyn, all the beautiful sukkah when we first came to Arizona, and you'd always invite us to your beautiful backyard. Those are great memories. So happy birthday, Leon, dear. Happy 80th.
Happy birthday again.
Love you all.
Love you. Bye.
Good morning, Leon. Happy birthday from your golfing buddy and your friend, Lanny. I can't believe you made it to 80. I can tell you right now, you don't look a day over 80. Have a happy birthday and many more.
I'd like to wish you a very happy birthday and many more. Also have a healthy year. We'll see you on the course. Also, I'd like to recommend that you start keeping score when you play golf so that in another 10 or 20 years you'll be able to shoot your age. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Leon, family and guests, I want to begin these brief remarks by offering you a belated Happy Thanksgiving. The timing of this special birthday event is fortunate as it allows us to give thanks in general for the blessings of life, followed by this special reason we have to give thanks for your being the very special person you are and have been for 80 years, a man for all seasons. I can't recall exactly when we first met, but it probably was at Bethel Synagogue here in Phoenix, where you showed your commitment to Judaism and to people in general. By participating in religious services and events, and of course by demonstrating your leadership qualities, whether you served as synagogue president or in other capacities. You have a long and successful practice as a physician. You are an accomplished musician. You are a very special person. You and your very loving wife, Evelyn, have hosted many events at your beautiful home in Phoenix, where my wife Joan and I enjoyed the hospitality you both provided. More recently, in visits to Coronado, we were fortunate to have been the recipients of that same hospitality at your California home when you weren't in Phoenix. You have a beautiful family that adores you. You may have had a disappointment or two in the past 80 years. Who hasn't? but to my knowledge, you haven't let on. I'm so happy for you that despite the present pandemic we must all endure, we haven't let it change your positive outlook. It is my wish that you have and enjoy many more years of happiness and success. L'chaim, to life.
Happy birthday, Leon. You know the term collateral? It generally now has a negative connotation, such as collateral damage. But for me, it's a positive term, because marrying Terry, there was a collateral benefit, and that benefit was meeting wonderful people such as you and the rest of the Bethel crowd. I wish you a happy birthday and many more to come.
Happy, healthy, wonderful birthday. Thanks for including us. Mazel tov.
Happy birthday, Leon. This is Trisha, representing Trisha and Gary. And we want to wish you a wonderful, wonderful birthday. And unfortunately, we're obviously not there to help you celebrate, but this is as good as it gets. You have a lot of people wishing you happy birthday, and may you have many, many, many more. And I don't have a toast of champagne, but I do have a toast of a wonderful chocolate martini, my favorite. So just want to wish you once again happy 80th and cheers.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Uncle Leon. Happy birthday to you. We love you.
Bye. I love you. Bye.
Happy birthday, Papa. My favorite memory of you is just playing golf with you and your friends in Coronado every morning.
I just want to share two different experiences with Pop-Up. First, happy birthday. We love you so much. So, number one, Leon Zeitzer is the most DIY handyman around. I remember probably when we first moved into the Biltmore house, he was grinding away for hours, probably weeks on end, trying to get our surround sound stereo up and running. It probably could have been done in a day, and probably would have been cheaper if we just hired someone that knew what he was doing. But Pop-Up showed me the very hard work and importance of doing stuff by yourself, and I love and respect him for that. Second thing, I will always remember the difference between rainbow trout and salmon, or there is no difference, because salmon is a type of rainbow trout, according to Pop-Up, because this debate went on for a month straight at every single Shabbat dinner, and every time I get a piece of salmon, I get triggered. Piece of salmon on a Friday night. But here's to you, Pop-Up. I love you. Happy birthday.
Hi, Pop-Up. Happy birthday from Lindsay and me. I actually wanted to talk about some memories that mean so much to me. My love of dogs actually came on my 6th birthday. My parents really did not want me to get a dog, but you guys were very insistent. But we actually found the breeder. You guys drove us out there, helped me pick out Bagel and name her. And that's how Bagel came into our lives. Another favorite memory of mine were all those Disney cruises that you took us on. I know that you paired all the cousins up by age group. So I was with Ruben and Jeremy, and we always had so much fun on those cruises. Another favorite memory of mine was actually a couple years after the dog. We loved to go and like feed the ducks on the golf course, and I'm not a huge fan of ducks, but I would always just come along. And one time Papa was taking a turn too fast accidentally, and I flew off the golf court. And Papa immediately went into doctor mode, and he stitched me right up, and I wouldn't have been okay that day if not for him and him being there. My last favorite memory is kind of a more recent one. I'm super competitive. I know Pop-Up's super competitive. We love to play games. And Pop-Up actually got me into Scrabble, but he will never let me win. So I'm challenging him to a game, and hopefully next time I will finally win. But Pop-Up, you mean so much to me. You're always so sweet, so loving. I love hearing all of your stories and all about how you grew up, all that stuff. I love that, you still stay active and still part of our lives, and that means so much to me. I hope you have many birthdays to come. Love you so much. Hope the 80th birthday was a great one.
Hey Pop-Up, happy birthday. 80 years old. It's gonna be a great one. It was really hard to choose just one story or lesson about you, but I think I have to go with the story of the weekend of Noah's bar mitzvah. We were in Portland, and for some odd reason, me, Aaron, and Pop-Up were in a hotel putting together furniture at about 8 to 11 p.m. And Pop-Up definitely took over the lead after he saw that Aaron and I were struggling, and took over production, showed us what to do, really followed the directions, and something simple, putting together furniture, but Aaron and I were struggling with it, and Pop-Up knew exactly what to do, and his resourcefulness just doesn't end at just putting together furniture. There's been many stories where I come over and he's like fixing his own roof and doing all this stuff, and that's something I really admire about Pop-Up. He is always willing to do the work the right way and finish a job and do it himself. And I think the main value that comes to is resourcefulness, and that is something that I'm trying to learn as I go on, and I really value that in Pop-Up. Thanks for all you do for us and the cousins. I love you. We all love you. Happy 80th birthday. It's going to be a great one.
One lesson that Pop-Up has taught me that I still carry with me to this day is to measure twice and cut once. In 4th grade, I sought his help in designing and constructing a Pinewood Derby car out of a block of wood for the classic Pinewood Derby Boy Scouts competition. See, I thought that this would be a quick process. I figured that I would go over to the house, Papa would take out his saw and just cut the wood into a vague race car shape. And then I would just add the wheels. See, I figured this process would take no more than an hour. Pop-Up had other plans though, formulating various designs for the optimal Pinewood Derby race car and asking me for feedback along the way. He would ask questions like, would the car be most aerodynamic with a sharp wedge at the front, or a front that sloped downwards? He would ask, should we put the weight at the front, the back, or the center of the car? Now, at the time, to my 10-year-old self, these questions seemed unnecessary and, frankly, a waste of time. My 24-year-old self realizes that any successful pursuit requires extensive preparation, and that in helping me construct this Pinewood Derby car, Pop-Up demonstrated his quality of deliberateness, a quality that I aspire to as a law student and as a future lawyer. While the toy cars have turned into oral arguments and memoranda, the principle remains the same. measure twice and cut once. Extensive preparation is just the most important part of any project. I'll always carry that lesson with me. Thanks, Pop Pop.
Happy 80th birthday. We hope you have an awesome day. My favorite memory with you growing up is our time spent together on the golf course, and those memories, I'll cherish for a lifetime.
Hi, I'm Knock, with Joe Zeitzer's husband. I'd like to make a toast to my favorite father-in-law, who's my only father-in-law. But with that being said, I'd like to talk about three things that you may or may not know about Pop Pop, who we affectionately call Pop Pop. The first is family, community, and the fact that he's a Renaissance man. With that being said, I'd like to first talk about family. Pop Pop loves his wife, his kids, his grandkids, and other family members. And more importantly, he puts up with me, Howard, and Jeff, his three, I'd like to say boys, and not men, his in-laws. So he is very patient and has been very nice to us. He's put up with us. And of course, he loves Mindy as well, and she's a lot easier than the three of us. So his family is very important to him. As to community, his community is also important. He was president, as many of you all know, president of Bethel, and I wouldn't want to wish this on my worst enemy. And not that it's because of Bethel, just because it's a Jewish organization. Being involved in those, and I've been involved in those over the years, it's very difficult. Even more importantly, he's been involved in other organizations such as AJC, JNF, and other really, really good, important organizations. And he's always been very patient was very patient with my mom, may she rest in peace, when she was on those organizations, and they were both board members and/or my mom, maybe my officer. And Pop Up would always be very supportive, and it was always on my mom's team, which is very nice because, as many of you all know, my mom had different positions sometimes, but he was always there to support her. And as I noted, the third area I'd like to talk about is him being a Renaissance man. Great skier, and I'll admit it here and won't admit it anywhere else, that I think his form and style is a lot better than mine, but for the record, I am faster. But he is a very good skier. Golfer, he's becoming a good golfer. I would even admit that he's better than me today, but give me a couple more years and I'll catch up. And he was a sailor, and we all enjoyed sailing with him, but we all enjoy playing golf more than we do sailing back in those days. So thank you, Pop Up, for finding golf and sailing as much. And as with regards to his other areas of expertise, but being a Renaissance man that he was and is a great physician, probably one of the best ear, nose, and throat physicians in the state. And a quick story, I sent my buddy over there who'd broken his nose playing basketball, and no, it wasn't my elbow, and yes, I do have elbows and they're sharp, but it wasn't mine that broke it. And he goes in and sees Pop Up. Pop Up, first words out of his mouth was, what's your pain tolerance? And it's not a lot. Although he's friends with me, his pain tolerance on friendship, he has a lot of pain tolerance there. And Pop Up said, okay. And he had actually brought out an instrument to fix his nose without anesthesia. But being Pop Up, the great physician and good bedside manners, he actually put him under. And to this day, his nose was fixed, and he is much better off for it. And to this day, he always reminds me about Pop Up. So with all that being said, I could talk for another 5 minutes, and I have. And Beth Jo told me to stop talking. And this is probably, I've been doing several videos, so I'm stopping, and I've probably gone over time as well. So with that, a toast to Pop Up. I love you, and many more birthdays and many more celebrations together. Enjoy.
Leon Zeitzer. Many people are telling me it's your 80th birthday. So even that lady behind me, right there. So happy 80th birthday to a great grandpa, a great father-in-law, a great dad, and a great husband. I think I covered everything. And you've done a great job with the family and your community, so everybody's really happy. About 80 years old. I hope you get to see 110 and that I get to 82. That would mean we could hang out a little bit at the same time. So have a great birthday, and everybody's really happy and proud of you, and even Lindsay's squeaking her toy over there. Happy birthday.
Hi, Dad. We wanted to wish you happy birthday, happy 80th birthday. It's been an amazing 80 years and so many wonderful memories. When we went around the family and talked about the things that we think of when we think of Pop Pop, here are a couple. Classical music, lots and lots of classical music. Golf. Pop Pop loves golf and is a very talented golfer. Golf carts. There's been lots of family adventures with the golf cart. Ari thinks he has a golf cart driver's license. There's been incidents on a boat in San Diego. There's been incidents of you trying to take out Joel Bernick using Noah as a decoy playing golf. And the boys think of awesome trips to San Diego and Coronado, and more classical music and Fox News. Lots and lots of Fox News. We love you, Pop Pop. We think you're the best classical music and Fox News lover there is. We love you, and happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
So this is one of your favorite grandchildren, Noah, and he has a couple of stories that he wanted to really make sure that everybody got to enjoy about Pop Pop. Go ahead, Noah.
Okay, so one of my favorite stories is one time when we were in Coronado, we decided to rent an electric boat, which was very exciting, and Pop Pop was very excited about it too. We walked down to the dock and everything was fine. I think we got like right down to like the Coronado Bridge or something when the boat just started like sputtering, and then eventually just stopped. We were just kind of stranded there, and it was kind of scary for me because I was little and there was a bunch of wakes and it was rocking the boat. So Bubby was comforting me, and Pop Pop calls the...
What was Bubby doing to comfort you?
Oh, Noah, it's gonna be okay. Don't worry.
And what was Pop Pop doing?
Pop Pop was like trying to figure out the fish place's phone number so we could call. And since we're on the ocean, it's like not great cell service and everything. So yeah, we eventually got them to come out. It was like an hour later or something. And so they towed us back in. That was fun. And yeah.
It's a great story. Good memory. Hi, Pop Pop. For your 80th birthday, Noah has more than one story to share. And this next one is a doozy. So, Noah, go ahead. Paint the scene for us. You're on the golf course, is that right?
Yeah, the golf course. Well, so I think I don't remember what age I was, but I think I was first learning to golf with Pop Pop. And I think Joel Bernick came with us. And we went with him. I wasn't very good, so Papa had to help me and like lean over me when I was like golfing. And Joel Bernick was like with us. So I'm golfing, like I think I am in the middle of the range, like trying to get it into the like putting green. And Pop Pop is like helping me shoot. And Joel Bernick drives by and like is like waiting like adjacent to me. And Pop Pop is over like helping me swing. And I swing. And it goes straight at Joel Bernick's golf cart.
But that's not the end, is it?
No, and it hits the windshield and bounces off and hits his head. And so I think...
So you hit Joel Bernick in the head.
But...
Did you guys yell, like, "for" or anything like that?
I don't believe so.
And it was really Pop Pop controlling your hands,
yeah.
Right? So, in effect, Pop Pop hit Joel Bernick with a golf ball.
Yeah, he was never the same.
Never the same. Did he lose consciousness?
I don't think so, but I don't
Did
know.
the golf cart go off in the direction?
No, but I think he may have like gone to the hospital for like concussion protocol or something.
It's terrible. And what was Pop Pop's reaction to this?
We should probably do something about that.
Was he like, Noah, why did you do that?
Yeah.
Great story. One of many wonderful stories and memories of Pop Pop. Happy 80th birthday, Pop Pop. We love you.
Love you. Yeah, we love you.
Hi, this is Harriet Bernack, and I am giving my video tribute to my father, Dr. Leon Zeitzer. One of my fondest memories from childhood is we got done with Hebrew school, and it was my father's job to take me to get a pair of white jeans. And this was really especially significant because my dad was a very busy man, and he didn't always have time to go shopping for clothing with one of his young daughters. So I was probably maybe like 11 or 12 years old. And my father took me to Gemco, which was just a couple, blocks away from Hebrew school. And the reason why it was so special was because my father, who valued time, decided that I could have any jeans that I wanted. And at that time, Ditto's jeans were really fashionable, and so we went to Gemco. I was able to get a pair of Ditto's jeans, and if I had gone with my mom, we wouldn't be looking at the Ditto's jeans. We would be looking for the least expensive pair of white jeans that we could find. And so it was a real treat to be able to go with my dad, spend time with him, and then also get a pair of very fashionable jeans. And so that was one of my favorite memories of my father from my childhood. Hi, I'm back again. I wanted to give one of my favorite memories from my teenage years. So one of my favorite memories was a trip down the Colorado River that we took with my father. It was just my sisters and I. I think my brother Mark was too young to attend, and my mom stayed home with him. And the trip was one of the best trips I've ever been on. It was a doctor's trip. And we camped out, and we hiked, and we rafted down the Colorado River. I think it was 7 days. It was phenomenal scenery, great company, great food, and a great time all around. So thanks, Dad. So my last set of memories is from my adult years, and one of my fondest memories from my adult years of my father is really a set of memories. And what I mean by that is my father learned how to play golf so he could spend time with my oldest son, his oldest grandchild, Eli. It was the first time in my life that I really actually saw my father learn something from somebody else. He was very actively engaged in learning how to play golf from Eli. Eli could give him tips on how to play. My dad would actually listen and then use them, and the more my dad played, the better he got. And it was great fun for my son Eli. It was great fun for my father, and it was great fun to be able to watch their relationship progress through their time together playing golf. So thanks again, Dad, for making yourself available to spend time with Eli, and for learning something from him. And so that was great.
Happy 80th birthday, Pop Pop, Dad. So excited to be here to celebrate it with you. I'm holding a piece of corn. It's going to pop into his mind soon what I'm going to talk about. We used to have very lively dinner table conversations, and Pop Pop devours knowledge and knows a lot about a lot of different things and would always like to contribute. And sometimes he'd get a little involved. He could go on as long as 45 minutes about corn. corn is yellow and kernels. Not too long, but Pop-Pop knows the history, the different types of corn. I mean, it could go on. And so finally, one day he was going on, and I said, this is a corn story. And it became a family joke. Whenever he goes on about a topic that he knows a lot about, which is a lot of things because he just devours knowledge, we joke with him and say, Pop-Pop, not another corn story. But really, I was so fortunate to have such a kind, caring father. He taught us to work very hard, to be kind, and to value our heritage, our Judaism. And I love the time that we spend together, and I hope there's many more happy occasions, and happy 80th. No more corn stories.
Beth Jo Zeitzer here, Leon's eldest daughter. I'm so thrilled to be able to share some memories with you today, and thank you all for being here as well. Well, really, from the earliest that I can remember, my dad always said, there is no such thing as luck. You don't just wait for things to happen, you build a plan, you execute, and you make your own luck. Throughout my childhood, that's the example that he really set. He worked 2 jobs during medical school and with my mom was juggling 3 new babies at home, within all of which were born within an 11-month period of time. And of course, later, my brother folded in after another 10 years. By every measure, he ran a very successful otolaryngology practice. And a comment from one of my friends really sums this up. She actually said to me after he had helped with her hearing, she said, it was like the hands of God were over me. As a self-directed and of course very diligent man, my dad had very high expectations for us. It's probably a little late to apologize for me and Harriet and Ellen all becoming lawyers and going to law school, but I know he had to kind of dip his head a bit as he was headed into the surgeon's lounge for a number of years as we were making our way through law school and our legal practices. But then, of course, came Mark, my brother, who became a very successful physician as well. My dad also taught us to do things for ourselves, and I have a very distinct memory of being at the very top of a steep mountain skiing. And my dad said, don't worry. He was at the bottom, of course. He said, don't worry, you'll make it. You'll get there. Well, crying, goggles fogged up, but guess what? Made it down the hill. And that's kind of how things happen when you have great guidance and great advice in life. My dad also retired early, as many of you know, but retiring early didn't diminish his tenacity or any of the great and wonderful interests in his life. After decades of prioritizing his family and work, a lot of his focus actually turned to golf. And this was a sport that, of course, he said that he would never do, but it was so challenging that he just had to take it on. So he got hooked, and through it, it also opened up a new dimension for him. Countless, wonderful, great friendships with many of you as well. I also remember a time when his tenacity helped me with my business. I was just starting out in business. This was in 2003. And my assistant was unable to find a property that we needed to photograph for a report we were submitting for one of our clients. The property was in East Apache Junction. Well, sure enough, I asked my dad, and he said, of course I'll do it. Well, he hopped in his Mercedes, and he discovered the property at the top of a riverbed in the middle of nowhere. And guess what? I got the photos I needed. Those are really just a few snapshots of 80 years well lived. And at the risk of disagreeing with him, I will say that luck does indeed exist. My dad is an amazing father, husband, grandfather, friend, and so many other roles, including really a unique relationship with each of us, my siblings, grandkids, and so many others out there. So, while I beg to differ, I really do believe luck does exist. And this is the best luck that I can imagine. Thank you, Dad, and thank you all for being here today and allowing me to share some memories with you.
My life, my husband, my best friend. This picture is very special to me. This is a picture of us on our wedding day, and it's a 4-layer cake, and I thought of a 4-layer cake, that's us. Life is a 4-layer cake to me. We're the first layer. We met in March, we were engaged in March, and we were married in August. What a whirlwind. The second layer are our children, Beth Jo, Harriet, Ellen, and Mark. Beth Jo, Harriet, and Ellen are 11 months apart, and 10 and 11 years later, we had our son Mark. They have wonderful spouses, Adam, Jeffrey, Howard, and Mindy. Terrific people. Third layer is our grandchildren, who are just terrific. Eli, Ben, Reuben, Rachel, Jeremy, Max, Aaron, Noah, Ari, and Ezra. And the last layer is for our great-grandchildren. They are the cream and the cherries. Not that these grandchildren aren't, but this is great-grandchildren. That can't be touched until later. Our cup runneth over. We are very, very lucky people. I wish to thank our children for making this possible. Their time, generosity, and kindness is so appreciated. We appreciate that Mark, Mindy, and their family were able to be with us for this. And I want to thank our friends and family for the beautiful toasts and friendship. Happy birthday and many, many more. I love you.